What is up, WTF Nation Radio? The Sports Bar is live October 29, 2023. I am joined by my man, Coach over there. Let the people hear your voice. Is this thing working? Coach might be on mute. All right. But until he comes in, I'd like to introduce myself. I am King Smith. Coach did get booted. He is coming back on. I am King Smith. Uh, here we go. All right. Coach.
What do you hear? What do you say? Oh, 12 hours of riding, internet connections now. You know what I need? I need something to get me going tonight. This ain't my normal daddy soda. This is a 16-ounce freaking Red Bull right here. Give me a minute, King.
A Red Bull at 8 o'clock Eastern is dangerous. My man, do you have to work tomorrow? Or, draw up plays as coaches do?
Yes, I do have to work, and that can is now gone.
Get out of here.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Just now is an entire 16-ounce Red Bull. Let's get going.
Ooh, all right. We have gotten past our technical difficulties, and we are back live. We here at the Sports Bar are one of the shows here at WTF Nation Radio. We come on live every Sunday-ish at 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time, but we are viewed worldwide. Both Coach and I are both U.S. military veterans that give you some entertaining and educational information around the sports world. Now, Coach, how was your week, my man?
Brother, I spent this entire past week on vacation. You know, when I called you guys on last Sunday and we were talking about it, I was on vacation and I didn't get back and I didn't leave that place until Friday. A place called Woodlock Pines or Woodlock Springs up in Halsey, Pennsylvania. Oh my God, I am so daggone relaxed, and yeah, I was kind of dreading the ride home, but I had to leave early. I had to leave early to drop somebody off over at Newark Airport, and oh well, happy accident. I was able to get over to the house about an hour and a half before showtime. So here I am, and I needed something to keep me awake. So because I went
right,
to New
that's awesome.
Jersey,
Well, I appreciate
and there's
you.
something legal up there.
I have no idea what you're talking about. What are we talking about, Coach?
Oh, the sweet leaf.
Ah,
Oh
devil's
yes,
lettuce.
yes.
All right. Well, Coach, we're going to do something a little bit different today. We usually do our marketing stuff
Yeah.
and let people know that there are other shows here at WTF Nation Radio. We're not going to do that today. All I am is going to say is to everybody that's watching and or listening, we have shows almost every night of the week except for Saturdays and every other Fridays. But what I do want to do is acknowledge the people in the background that do the things that keep WTF Nation Radio going. So I want to give a live shout out to Mom, to Mr. Warhol, and to our main man, Nemo. Nemo, we see what you do, brother. We love what you're doing, Mom and Warhol. Hey, y'all. From Coach and myself, I appreciate what y'all do.
Damn right.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Y'all do a great job, and thank you all for everything you do supporting it. Y'all don't get the credit like we do, or don't get the talk and be on the air with everybody. But your work is more appreciative and more than anything that we can ever do.
Exactly. They are names that y'all may not know, but Coach and I do know, and I appreciate the work that they do. And now we have some people in the chats. Let's see what we have in the chats, and then we're going to get into our today's show. We got Coach over there managing the sports bar. I appreciate you working that over on Facebook. We have God Happen to Me tapping in on the YouTube, and Michelle Early popping over on Facebook. That's what I'm talking about. We get multiple shows of love from my boo thing. Hey, boo thing. And then we got Heath Barlow that said "Go Browns." So I was show prepping. Did the Browns win today?
Yes, the Browns won today. Yeah, I couldn't believe
Browns?
it either. No, excuse me. Browns didn't win today. It was the Broncos that won today that I couldn't believe it. No, Seahawks beat up on the Browns 24-20.
Okay. I was watching the game a little bit, but then I had to get off the show prep, so I couldn't figure out how that one ended. Now, we are going to talk about NFL news here a little bit later on. We have a slew of interesting storylines that came out of the NFL. There were some interesting things around NCAA. Boxing has some interesting news that occurred. Oh man, rocks got thrown at buses that broke a window to a soccer team. We're going to talk about all of it. All right. But the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get our sports trivia out the way. Coach, are you ready for this? Let's try this again. Coach, are you ready for this? Coach might be still having some technical difficulties. So while he get his technical difficulties fixed, pivot a little bit and showcase what I thought was a pretty interesting storyline. And this came from the Pat McAfee podcast last year. Just tune in. Y'all let me know if this is appropriate or not. This was sent to me by multiple people. Check it out.
Oh, what's up, Pat McAfee?
Dan, you are too young to listen to this show. I can tell through. I think. How old?
I'm not Dan. I am Owen.
Matt. Owen, how old are you?
It's so different.
I am 8.5.
Oh, that's cute.
8.5.
If you're telling us you're half age, you're too young to be listening.
That's a record.
It stinks.
Wait,
What's on your mind, pal?
what do you want to talk about, Owen?
I want to talk about how inspiring this show is and how
Owen!
you're inspiring this whole entire world with how you're talking about sports and how you're talking about your life experience.
Thank you, Owen.
Owen, thank you.
Love you, Owen.
Thank you,
Owen, I'm taking you
Oh,
on
and
this.
also, fuck Boston College.
Owen, you're the best. I will let Owen know, if you're still listening, Owen, you're inspiring.
Best kid ever.
Owen, the way you talk about sports is inspiring.
Yes!
I didn't know 8.5 could do that.
Wow.
Shout out, Owen.
That time.
Hey, Owen.
New generation in Connecticut, I guess.
He was making me feel good too, by the way. He's making me feel good, making the show feel good. He was talking us up, he was hyping us up, and then boom, yeah, a little,
Was this Aristotle's brother?
little misdirection from Aristotle's brother Owen at 8.5 there. That was awesome.
I'd say he put his balls on your forehead, but I don't think they dropped yet. So.
Now, that video, when I first listened to it and watched it, cracked me up. Coach, are you back?
I'm back. Can you hear me, buddy?
Yes, sir, I can. Were you able to check out the video I just played?
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Right, even before the show, I sent it over there to you, and I love the balls on this kid. That would be something I would have done.
So hold on. Coach back in his heyday was out here dropping F-bombs.
All right. Yes. Well, not F-bombs. I would say sucks. I was about 8 years old, and I actually drew 2 signs, and one of them says "Caps suck" that to a Devils game, and then I went to a Rangers game, and I always kept chanting "Potvin sucks." So when I was leaving everything, when I was leaving out of there, I would always try to yell "Potvin sucks" or "Caps suck" like in the middle of the parking lot. So. Well, yeah, I would be doing that same thing too and tell them fuck Boston, especially the Red Sox. Fuck Boston and fuck the Patriots too.
I had
Yeah.
Coach, you were one of 4 people that sent me that clip.
Awesome.
Yeah, the timing was priceless because it started out with them kind of going, this person's too young. We probably shouldn't let them do this. And then the kid came out, he buttered them up a bit, saying, "You guys are inspiring," and you could see the energy change. And then when he was like, boom, and he dropped the F-bomb, everybody was like, oh, even I was like, oh. It's a really good video, man. I figured we'd go ahead and get that video played while you were fixing up your technical issues over there. But now that you're back,
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
yes, sir. Absolutely. You know what? That's what we do over here. We run a first class live stream over here at WTF Nation Radio. And you know what? Since we're doing a first class live stream, we got several viewers watching from around the world. Y'all be sure to hit that like button wherever you are watching us on, whether that's X, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter.
Kick.
Where else are we streaming at? Kick.
Yep.
Make sure you hit that like
As Carrie Underwood's legs now come into my view. Oh yeah.
Hey, let's pivot real quick.
Oh yeah.
Coach is talking about Carrie Underwood as we have football, which occurs around the fall time every Sunday on the NFL. Tonight's matchup is the 2-5 Chicago Bears traveling to Los Angeles to play against the Chargers, who are 2 game favored by the Chargers over at 9.5 with a 45.5 point over under. The stadium is not filled to capacity, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, the Chargers haven't really looked great on defense. Their offense has been like middle of the road. Who do you have winning this game, Coach, while you stare at Carrie Underwood's legs?
Well, you know what? I was actually thinking about this earlier, and I am liking the direction that the Chicago Bears are going with this Division II quarterback that just came out of nowhere and won the last 2 starts as the Bears QB. So I want to see this kid succeed. It's a Sunday night game. Nobody in America knows who this kid is 3 weeks ago. Now he's starting on Sunday night. I don't even know this kid's name. I'm pretty sure I'll know it here sometime here in the next 10 to 15 minutes as I not look at Carrie Underwood's legs anymore and look at the players coming out. But I'm going for Chicago this evening.
All right. I am not going to go several upsets in the NFL today.
Tyson Bagnet.
Tonight's not
Tyson
one of
Bagent.
them. But yes, the quarterback for the Chicago Bears is Tyson Bagent or Bagent. It's funny because I don't know how to pronounce his name, even though I've heard it pronounced several times. And cool story, world-class arm wrestler who, in my opinion, should have his own show. Let's check out Tyson Bagent's dad in how he kind of had his own segment. This dude needs to be a sports announcer. Take a look.
So the greatest quarterback of all time, Tom Brady, 7 Super Bowl rings. That pales in comparison to your 28 world championships in arm wrestling. I met you the other night, and we began talking, and you suggested maybe we should arm wrestle just to see if I can take down a 28-time world champion. What do you think?
No doubt. And I honestly expected you guys to do this on Monday. I can't believe what took you guys so long. And I've had this little set up for you since Monday here. And if you can come over here, I can give you a little demonstration.
Let's find out here. I know very little about arm wrestling. I know Brian's going to hold the mic here.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I mean,
would this be the referee spot right here? Can Ed just be the referee?
Come on, Ed. Get in there, Ed.
First of all, have you ever done this before?
No.
Perfect. I'll take over from here. I can actually keep this if you don't mind. Perfect. So we're going to have my hand to the side. I'll leave mine hand here to the side. It's real easy. If your hand hits that pad, you are the baddest dude in the history of the NFL Network. What usually happens is I win. What's best for you is don't fight it. All right? Everybody's good at something, and this is what I do. Ready and go. Nice. Relax there, young man. I thought for sure you'd be a lot stronger. I'll take it from here. Listen, the rest of these people, they've been calling me Travis. You can call me Daddy, young man. Yes, sir. Thanks a lot to the NFL Network. He's actually a lot stronger than I thought. He could definitely beat you.
There it is, guys.
Oh, my God.
And that's going to hurt tomorrow. But I swear by Saturday, I'll be ready. I know Travis will be ready too, right?
Wow. And for some of you guys in the back, if you don't believe it, you want to feel it, get on up here. It's the real deal.
The video, man. Fantastic. That guy's a natural. Give him a microphone and let him work. So, yes, his dad's a 28-time arm wrestling champion. That's a thing. What do you think about the video, Coach?
I never knew that was a thing at all. Arm wrestling. Now that there's a sport I never thought that we would ever freaking cover on this show, but here we are talking about arm wrestling. I mean, Jesus Christmas.
Hey,
If you're going up against a champion 28 times in something like that, this guy is as obscure as it is, he might be the baddest motherfucker in whatever he does. And there is some people that are, and that guy is legit and fucking entertaining. Oh,
yes,
that guy is great.
yes. As soon as
I'd love to see him on the McAfee show.
his cadence and how he spoke when I first heard the video, that's what I thought. I said, man, this guy sounds like Pat McAfee.
Yeah, he does, man. He sounds like he'd be a natural fit for that, but Jesus Christmas. That kid's so hey, look, you know that he either is too daggone humbled or he's already knows around to be, to be around a high pressure situation or a spotlight situation because his freaking dad's been in a spotlight, however small it is, but he looks like his dad steals the spotlight. So I'm hoping this Tyson kid can be like his dad and take care of it on Sunday night and steal the spotlight just like he did there.
You've seen the movie Over the Top, right? With Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, with Sly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. That movie right there. I was like,
what was it? Falcon and Son? Oh, how come we can't be Son and Falcon? Or is that was that one? Yeah.
yep.
Oh yeah. Jesus Christmas.
Watching him talk about arm wrestling made me want to go back and watch that movie.
But that being said, we did watch, early on in the show, we did watch women slap box each other and beat the piss out of there. So there had to have been somebody, there has to be a sport for everything. And I guess this guy is the best arm wrestler in the world.
Women slap boxing or slap fights that we had in one of our early episodes. Yes, we do.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
Oh dear God. Yeah, that was a good one.
I'm gonna try to get the sports trivia question done now that you're back. And how we're gonna do this is I'm gonna read the question. I'm gonna put up a 30-second timer to give people the opportunity to answer it in the chat. And Coach usually does it in our private chat over here. If you have some integrity, don't Google the question. Okay, see if you know it. This one's not really a hard one. There's a clue that might be able to kind of help it out. And I'm going to read it right now. So today's sports trivia question is:
Hey, King, real fast. Tyson's dad's at the game.
Yes.
Yep.
And quick pivot. His first start last week had tickets for 65 of his family members and friends' first NFL game. I thought that was dope. Now, what people don't know is I had a cousin who played in the NFL. If the players get tickets, it's not like it's free. They charge like a special rate to those players and take it out of their game checks. So if you have somebody that's a family member or a friend that hooks you up with tickets, while it might be free to you, the players do take a small hit for it. So people should make sure that they kind of keep that in mind, because I didn't know until my cousin told me. And he would hook me up a couple of times when he played for the Kansas City Chiefs when I was stationed in Kansas.
Oh shit, I never knew that.
Yep. Now, today's sports trivia question: what American city has occasionally been considered the first purely because it was first founded after the American Revolution? This city also sports teams. 30 seconds. All right, 30 seconds is up. Coach has posted his answer. I do not see any other ones in the chat, but I'm going to read the question again. With what American city has occasionally been considered the first purely American city because it was the first city founded after the American Revolution? An additional hint is that this several major sports teams in it. Coach in the background put Washington, D.C. Nobody else in the
I figured.
chat has added anything, but the answer to today's trivia question is Cincinnati. Cincinnati is considered the first purely American city, as it was the first city to be founded after the American Revolution.
And I could say something about Cincinnati that a lot of people don't know, especially when it comes down to Major League Baseball.
Go
The
ahead.
Cincinnati Reds always have the first game of every season, unless it's international on opening day. The Cincinnati Reds will always be the first game because they are the oldest continuing team since Major League Baseball was founded.
Oh, I did not know that. Is that some type of unofficial
Yep.
agreement in the MLB?
Yes, it is. It's always been like that. Unless they're playing international, the Reds, like I said, the Cincinnati Reds, which is the oldest team, will always get the first game of the season.
All right, good deal. Well, Coach, we have kickoff in tonight's Sunday night football game. The Chicago Bears received the ball coming out of the start of the first quarter. They won their very first pass for 41 yards, Badgett to Mooney. So they're coming out the gate swinging. They're right at about midfield right now. Score is still 0-0, and it is now 4th and 21. How did they get 4th and 21? Oh, because Chicago's defense is stepping up. Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa back for losses.
Yeah, but I will say this: that kid's got some balls. First pass, and he throws a freaking 30-yard bomb down the thing. Even and that wide receiver made a hell of a play to get that ball. Even though there was pass interference, that was a hell of a ballsy freaking move by the Tyson. So let's see if this kid's balls are going to go ahead and be all over the place.
Absolutely.
Let's see if he's got balls like that 8.5-year-old kid.
All right, Coach, let's get into some MLB news.
Yes.
We are 2 games into the World Series, and Texans play against Arizona, and the series is tied 1-1. The next game is being played Monday night on Fox. First pitch is at 8:03 p.m. Eastern. Are you surprised at how this series has turned out so far?
Well, yeah, I'm surprised, especially seeing that it was both of the teams that I did not pick that were going to be in. I thought we would see the Astros and the Phillies again, but Phillies just kind of let everything go in Game 7, and then the Astros, Texas had their number throughout. So I was kind of happy that happened out there, and now looking at the games, I saw Game 2, Game 1. Texas came back, showed some veracity, showed it like a team that has, shown the playoff experience and the bravado to try to get them back through it. Didn't happen in Game 2. Arizona looked real good, pounding out the hits and keeping their bullpen away from there. Now, I think it's going to be a 50-50 type of series. I see this going. I have a feeling that we're going to have the Diamondbacks up 2-1, and then probably going to see, Game 4 is going to be another 50-50 game where I wouldn't be surprised if they'll be 2-2 and split the games, and Texas has to go back. Goes back either down 3-2 or up 3-2.
I find it interesting the way that they do the schedule. So the first 2 games were back to back and between, and then you have games 3, 4,
3
games, 5
all,
all in a row, and then there's a day off, and if there's extra games needed, they come
Yeah.
after that. Now,
Now, here's something a little eerie too that that happened. The last time that the Diamondbacks were in the World Series was in 2001, and if everything goes the way that it is, let's just say that it is a Game 7. Everything would fall on the same exact days of the week that it did in 2001. So, kind of a little eerie type of thing right there.
all right.
Yeah, that I still hate that World Series, but that was in Kosovo for that, and it pissed me off.
People in the chat, let me know if you can hear Coach. Sometimes Coach's words trail off, so I don't know if it's him or
Oh, is it off?
No. I can hear you, but it sometimes like trails off a bit as if there's some type of like if the signal's not good. I can see that your signal's fine, but I like to know if the chat can hear you speak all the way. Okay, so Michelle said that she
Thanks, Michelle.
okay, it might be me then. All right, well,
It might be me. I was sitting back in my seat and I was reclining, so
sometimes there is a delay.
Unprofessionalism.
All right, now let's see here. What do we have next coming up? You know what? Let's talk about the boxing match that occurred between. Did you watch that? Like the highlights, if anything.
I just saw the headlines. I didn't watch the videos. I know that Fury did get knocked down and then ended up winning in a decision. Other than that, I can't basically comment on that match. Yeah, unfortunately, that's all that I really saw.
Okay, so here's my 2 cents, and people that are out there, if you watched it or if you're a boxing aficionado, please chime in. So I watched the highlights, and when you watch the highlights and when you take a look at the stats without looking at names or who did what, it looked as though Tyson Fury lost that. The fact that it went to decision and you had two of the other judges scored it the way that they did, I'm like, okay, looking at stats purely and understanding a little bit of how boxing scored, it's hard to say that human favoritism didn't play a factor in that, because if you were looking at it just by the stats and then like the eye test without knowing who the boxers were, Fury looked as though he lost, and it made no sense that he won in decision to a lot of people. And I'm over here like, I'm not a boxing expert, but there's no way that Tyson Fury should have won that one. So that's my take on it. I'm curious if anybody in the comment section had said anything about that one, and no, they didn't. But yeah, Coach, if you get the opportunity, check out that, like, check out the highlights specifically, and then tell me, how can you sit there and score Tyson winning any of the rounds that he did?
I'll take a look at it during the week and I'll definitely get back to you. But you know what? We got to do something, man, with our setup for the show. You know that we've got our boy, Mr. Radar. He's been over in the chat on the Sports Bars live feed.
Oh, okay.
I did not know he was in there. We can't see him in this one.
No.
And we got to, yeah.
We'll get that fixed.
Yeah, we'll get that fixed. Yeah.
We'll get that fixed on the technical side of the house. When I share it and do cross stream, it doesn't show it up here through Restream. But come January, we're going to be doing some things technically different that should allow all of the chat to be able to be
up
on the screen. But if you can continue to monitor that chat, Coach, and then relay,
I will.
I'd appreciate it. Hey, Radar, thanks for tuning in, my man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and he actually said that dude should be on ESPN 8 The Ocho covering the arm wrestling championship right after the dodgeball championship.
Hey, you know what? They're starting to make all of these random sports into the Olympics. I don't know this for certain, but I had overheard that they were talking about making flag football an Olympic sport. What do you think about
Yeah, there's zero chance that that will end up happening because football, it's only played on two different continents for professionally. There's different variations of the said football in Ireland as well as in Australia. You got to have more than three people participating in a freaking sport to try to pull it for the Olympics, let alone a variation of said sport, such as flag football. So the IOC would be wrong to actually think that flag football would be an acceptable sport. You know what? Do me a
it?
favor. This is what they should do, okay? Seeing that the IOC is looking for new sports, let's go ahead and finally get that slap tournament in there. That's what should become a sport, okay? Let's get women slapping each other right there for the Olympics. And I want to see us slap Russia and then just everybody erupt at a USA, USA, USA chant. IOC, get slapping in there. Get slap boxing right inside there, okay? Get that as a sport.
Hey, I would pay money to see it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, coach, let's go ahead and get into some NCAA news and updates. Man, oh man, oh man. This weekend slate of college football was interesting. None other that was surprising than KU whooping up on the Oklahoma Sooners 38 to also have the magical luster of the Colorado State Buffaloes. They've lost a lot of the shine that they came in with early in the season, losing to doggone it,
USC as well
UCLA.
as UCLA. Yeah.
UCLA this past week, 16-28. And there were a couple of other things. We still have the Air Force Academy winning games. They're still ranked in the top 25. And then USC barely beating Cal in a 99 total point matchup. What were any of the highlights that you saw that you want to cover for our NCAA football news update?
Yesterday, I don't know how bad the delay is. But I was actually watching Florida State and the Wake Forest game. That's what I ended up tuning into. And Travis from Florida State, this guy is now right here. He's going to start getting some Heisman consideration. This kid is a damn good quarterback. I don't think he's going to be a great pro, but he shows some athleticism, shows a great arm, 359 yards, and Florida State beat Wake Forest, who kind of sucks. Again, this Penix kid, who's going to end up being a New York Jet, but I don't know how bad the hell that's going to end up happening. 369 yards for an undefeated Washington. It looks like they're going to be the force in the Pac-12. See if it disrupts anybody coming in for the Power Four conference between when the BCS, or excuse me, the Championship Four come out. Georgia and Ohio State and Florida State. And who the hell's number two? They're on a bye this week.
Michigan.
And Michigan, well, I mean, yeah, Michigan's going to end up, you're going to have one of those, and it's going to be interesting to see if when Ohio State, Michigan goes up against each other, if they get a one loss and an undefeated Washington gets into the fourth position. But yeah, I feel bad for Oklahoma. I was looking back at that game and I was trying to find it. I couldn't find it whatsoever. So I was I was like trying to read updates in between the highlights of the game so that I could see what the hell was happening. And then I was shocked as anybody when Oklahoma, gave it up over there in the fourth quarter, and Kansas tearing down the goalposts and upsetting Oklahoma. That was a pretty great game.
I needed to see that because I needed my Bama boys to move up. They moved back up into the top 10 last week. They didn't have a game this past week, but with Oklahoma losing. That dropped Oklahoma down from 6 to 10, and Alabama has moved up from 9th to 8th. So you know what I do? I get over here and I say, roll damn tide. I see an outside chance that my Bama boys can sneak back into this playoff series, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to end up happening. I mean, hey, look, Georgia, Georgia goes undefeated all the way up until the SEC championship game, and then they face off against Alabama, and they lose. Do you think Georgia gets knocked out of the top 4?
Yes, especially if it's East versus West, and it's Bama playing them, and Bama wins out.
Hell. It'd be an interesting dynamic to see what the hell happens, but that's why they play the games, and that's why each week of college football is always a great thing to watch and must tune in.
All right, absolutely. Now, I do want to show this clip. This is from the UCLA Colorado game in which Shiloh Sanders makes a tackle and then gets ejected. I'd like to know if the viewers out there and you, Coach, think that this is an ejectionable play. Let's take a look.
He is out of the game.
Yeah. Bill, I mean, I know he's excited about this hit, but in the new rules that we've been dealing with for the last 5 or 6 years, I mean, this is...
I don't know.
What do you think? Bill, I mean, I know he's excited about this hit, but in the new rules that we've been dealing with for the last 5 or 6 years, I mean, this is...
I don't know.
What do you think of that one?
Coach, so taking a look at that play, was that an ejectionable play that Shiloh Sanders did against the UCLA tight end?
I mean, I'll say this. If he showed a little bit of remorse at the end of it, it might not have been an injectable type of play, but this thing kept freezing, and it looked like he was looking down and trying to act all big and tough for having that hit. If he showed a little bit of concern for the freaking player instead of acting a fool, then I understand that, but no, that was I would say leading with the helmet, trying to go uppercut, and then coming down like a cocky douche. Glad that he got thrown out.
This was like watching it live, it didn't look like it was, but this angle right here, I think, was the one that likely got the referees to say that he should be ejected. But my thing is this: when I played primarily on offense. I wasn't a defensive guy, but I did get in and play on defense. And we were always taught how to tackle, head across the ball or come up and in like this, and then drive your person to the ground. I don't see a lot of kids tackling like that. And Sanders had the opportunity to wrap up. And in my opinion, I don't think that play that we just witnessed was something that he should have gotten ejected for. Yet, if he would have wrapped up and tackled him, the refs don't throw the flag and he doesn't get ejected.
If he had wrapped him up and tackled him, I don't think he would have had the brunt force that he had with what he did either. So, I'd say that.
All right, true that. Now, we're gonna get into this is a tragic story, and Coach hadn't seen this yet. I haven't talked about it with him, but we're gonna get into this. What's the worst story that you've ever heard in hockey?
In hockey, I saw somebody who had lacerated their carotid artery with the skate.
Oh, okay. Well, then this isn't news that's anything new to you.
Oh, shit.
That's exactly what happened in a freak accident overseas in the UK.
Oh, shit.
For a player who formerly played the Wait, hold on. Is this the Pittsburgh Penguins?
Yeah, Pittsburgh Penguins.
Okay, yep. So this guy right here, a man by the name of Adam Johnson, former NHL player, was playing in a game over in the UK for the Nottingham Panthers, and what is last Saturday, took a skate to his neck and lost his life. The Nottingham Panthers put out a statement that said the following: the Nottingham Panthers are truly devastated to announce that Adam Johnson has tragically passed away following a freak accident in the game last night. The Panthers would like to send our thoughts and condolences to Adam's family, his partner, and all of his friends at this extremely difficult time. Everyone at the club, including players, staff, management, and ownership, are heartbroken at the news of Adams' passing. Our thoughts are also with the fans and staff of both clubs, especially those who attended or were following the game, who will be devastated following this news. The Panthers would like to thank everyone who rushed to support Adam last night in the most testing of circumstances. Adam, our number 47, was not only an outstanding ice hockey player, but also a great teammate and an incredible person with his whole life ahead of him. The club will dearly miss him, and we will never forget him. We ask that the privacy of Adam's family and friends and everyone at the club is respected as this difficult time as we seek to come to terms with our grief. Rest in peace, Adams. Whew, man. When I read this, I was like, that would scar me probably for my entire life if I was the one who was the cause of it, you know? And yes, he died as a result of a neck laceration from a skate during the EIHL's Challenge Cup. The players and the people that were attending the arena were asked to leave the building due to a major medical emergency. Adam Johnson was taken to Sheffield's Northern General Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. I cannot imagine going to a game and having that happen.
Yeah, you know, the closest that we've ever been, you know, or ever experienced something like that, or the most recent type of thing was when we had Damar Hamlin, you know, have a heart attack and you know, had to be resuscitated on Monday Night Football. That is about the closest we can see to that, but that is an absolutely horrific accident. You know, and there's no other way that you could say that it was an accident. I said about that carotid artery thing. I think that person survived who I was talking about, but you know, damn, I did not know that somebody lost their life, and that's some scary ass shit, man.
Man, that is
Really ass shit.
Yep, that is 100% scary. I want to give a shout out to WTF Nation supporter, watcher, and listener Estela Carrera. She said, "Hello, good night, kisses from Panama." You're going to bed already, Estela? It is
Buenos dias.
buenas noches. It is like
Buenas noches.
7:47 in Panama, I believe, because I want to say they're only an hour behind us or in front of us. I forget which way. We're 8:47 here, but I appreciate you tuning in.
All right.
We have my man Greek Pete is in the building over on YouTube. Grooming and Reviews 101 said, "Hey guys, hey Pete, thank you for tuning in, my man. I appreciate your support.
What's up, Pete?
As always." Now, that was a little bit sad and doomy and gloomy. Speaking of doom and gloom, let's get into some NFL news, and might as well go ahead and get our fantasy football update out the way. I've been slow rolling it because after going 6-0 to start the fantasy season, it looks like I might drop two games back to back here. But while I bring this up, Coach.
Yeah, you can get mine out of the way too if you want, because mine sucks.
What'd you say?
I said you can get mine out of the way because you know, I was on vacation and did not. I still have not moved Debo Samuel. So yeah, go. I fucked myself up.
How did you not take 2 seconds? Coach, it takes a minute to go in and make the changes.
Brother, I was barely on Facebook while I was out there. I didn't honestly, I was barely on that. I never touched the computer. This was like the first time I checked my email. I have the notifications. I have 49 emails that I missed from my work email. I have like 8 or 9 conversations that I missed. So yeah, I've got a whole shit. I unplugged and did not do a damn thing whatsoever this week on social media to include the game.
All right. Fantasy football listener league updates. All right. Starting out with we have both as coach said, he forgot to put Debo Samuels out. I don't think it would have mattered because if he would have went with anybody that was on his bench, he still would have chances are he would have lost the game against Mad Mike, as Mad Mike put up a pretty good point total. He's projected to end at around 125. Coach didn't do himself a favor by changing out Debo Samuel, but hey,
no, I did not.
There's the thing.
Kittle had me a good game today.
He did. Kittle ended up going off, and while he didn't get in the end zone, because we are a PPR league, he put up a pretty decent amount of points despite not getting into the end zone.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got my man Radar. Radar didn't look good early on, but I want to say he's on a 3-game win streak so far. And it looks like they clean up against Tim Hinkle and led by Gus Edwards. I don't think people thought that Gus Edwards would have did what he did on the ground against the team you're going to get whenever they show
That's
up.
true.
You know, they'll have their moments where it's a Lamar Jackson game. Then they'll have their moments where it's a Lamar Jackson and a running back by committee game with some passes sprinkled out to Mark Andrews. Well, this time it was Gus Edwards getting 3 of the touchdowns for the Baltimore Ravens, in which they beat the Arizona Cardinals 31-24. Tyreek Hill is on a tear, speaking of, not just in fantasy, but in real life as well, as he's one of the first players, I believe, to get over
1,000 yards
in 8 games.
Yep.
That is insane. At this pace, he's projected out, from what I heard, to get 2,300 receiving yards, barring any injury.
And there's never been a 2,000-yard receiver.
Wait,
he would be the first 2,000-yard receiver.
I thought that Jerry Rice crossed over 2,000.
No, 1,900, I believe, is like the all-time record.
Now, if he's the first to do it, should he get the MVP just because?
Oh, I think offensive player of the year is definitely not without a doubt.
But not MVP?
That all depends. Honest to God, that all depends. Like, I don't know whether or not I would give him that MVP just yet. But there's a very distinct possibility I could say that he could get it.
Okay. And I don't know why I thought that the leader was Jerry Rice with over 2,000, but no, you're right. It is Calvin Johnson at 1964. He did that in 2012 with the Detroit Lions, followed by Cooper Kupp just a couple of years ago. I do remember that year because people thought that Kupp could get it, but he fell short at 19,047.
Yep.
And Tyreek Hill is no stranger now. As of last season, he had 1,710 yards to go through, which puts him at number 11. So Tyreek Hill has an opportunity to not only eclipse himself, but demolish the record if the Miami Dolphins keep that pace up.
I mean, hey, look, it could happen. We could be seeing it, like I said, Offensive Player of the Year, MVP. It's always hard to go ahead and try and get somebody else for MVP other than a quarterback. Let's be quite honest.
Okay.
It's always hard for that. But I don't know. Tariq Hill could definitely be, making a name for himself as Offensive Player of the Year.
Absolutely. Now we have Danica Sledge, whose team name is Annika, who's been on auto since week 2, has a 4-3 record, is definitely going to pull off this this win. And look, she's got players that are just simply balling out and doing well. Jalen Waddle is the other part of that Miami Dolphins team. Joe Burrow is finally starting to look like Joe Cool after his first 2 or 3 games were just tragic. Brees Hall. I think people thought that with Dalvin Cook there, that Brees Hall would be fantasy relevant, but Brees Hall's been
No.
on both sides.
You remember when I when we were at the draft and he got taken off the board, how I screamed son of a bitch.
Uh-huh.
That's why I thought he was going to be a freaking difference maker, man. I really did. Before his knee injury last year, he was going to be the Offensive Rookie of the Year, not Garrett Wilson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, on the other side, we are going to talk about Kirk Cousin a little bit later on, but Steaming Chocolate didn't do anything. I mean, 93 points is respectable in a PPR league, but Glenn's going to fall to 3-5. Now, the update that
still did better.
Go ahead.
Still did better than me.
True that. The update that I always look forward to is, did CQ suck? Okay. And when I saw that he was going to keep Patrick Mahomes in, when they had announced that he endured some kind of sickness or whatnot just prior to the game, in my other leagues, I took Patrick Mahomes out because I had an idea that this 5.64 fantasy points is something that you might have saw, but I thought that the Chiefs would still win the game. So we are going to talk about the real life NFL game after we get these fantasy updates. Now, Christian McCaffrey is now tied for 16 games with at least a touchdown in it, and if in a row. And if he scores in his next game, he is going to be the lone record holder for the most consecutive games with a touchdown scored. And I think he's going to.
Oh, I hope so. I love seeing shit like that. So I hope he does do it.
Same here. Now, taking a look at the fantasy points, Josh Bick and Michael Carrasquillo are both tied. Right now, CQ is projected to win out over Show Me Your TDs, but it's I have an opinion that I think CQ is going to end up coming up on a sweat. Chicago's going to come back out in the second half and end up being a lot more competitive than this, as we just had Justin Herbert throw a touchdown pass to a player I've never heard of, and it is now 14-0 Chargers over the Bears.
Something white dude. That's, I think, the guy's name. Mullet white dude.
Let's see. We have
mullet white dude.
We got my man Wilson is definitely going to win this game over Kyle, as Kyle would need to have Jared Goff throw for like 5 touchdowns and have 500 yards in order for Kyle to come back and win. Kyle's been one of the more vocal people in our leagues, but he's also one of our top losers at 2-6 after this week. So Kyle, if you're watching the stream right now, pick it up, my man. Your team, you tend to get beat by people that have their best games against you. So that's what sucks. I mean, look, CeeDee Lamb and AJ Brown had a combined 74 points. That's going to be hard to beat someone when they have 2 players that damn near put up almost 80 points.
Yeah.
And then when you get to me, yeah, man.
When we get to you,
I started good. I didn't have anybody on the bench that I would have had a better chance of putting in and playing. My team is what it is. Where I look at my weakness are my running backs. I was confident about Miles Sanders playing today, and he did absolutely nothing. Chuba Herbert looked good. So I'm kind of curious what is going on right there with the Panthers and their backfield and why Miles Sanders didn't get any spin that he did. And I swapped him out for Bijan Robinson after the Falcons did what they did with him last week, where apparently he was up under the weather and the Falcons knew that but didn't put out the report. And Bijan goes in and gets his first rushing touchdown of his young NFL career. He scored, but he scored from a receiving touchdown. This game was his first rushing touchdown, but it wouldn't have mattered. I still would have lost. I'm going to drop to 6-2. However, I'm still
doing
leading
better
in the
than I
standings. So I'm all right with that. Hey, at least you're doing better than Flash's revenge, coach.
Thank God. So I got one person who I'm not going to come in dead last. Thank freaking God.
Yep.
I should be embarrassed, but let me be quite honest. If once Aaron Rodgers freaking went down, my season was done.
Now, coach, Michelle just put something in the chat that I want to highlight. Let me get
All
this
right.
off here. That was our Listener League Fantasy Football update.
Yes.
Michelle said, can we just bring up the fact that many people doubted me when I predicted that the Vikings would win last Monday? But I was right. Thank you, Michelle, for bringing that
You
up.
were right.
I totally forgot about it. Totally forgot about it. King Stradamus struck again.
Brother, this is the first time in a month that you've been correct.
Hey, but when I'm right, I will let people know.
I mean, we've got push-up videos as proof, you know.
This is true. I actually still owe some more push-ups that I haven't recorded and posted yet. I'll get to it.
What game was that one? That was, I said, the Dallas game. That's right.
Yep.
Oh dear God! Did you see the whooping that they placed today again?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's the thing about Dallas. When Dallas wins, they win and they look like some of the best team in the NFL right now. But then they'll lose against teams that they have no business losing against. So you're like, what's going on, Cowgirls?
Man, the consistency of inconsistency is what they have the most over there in Dallas. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with that team whatsoever, but whatever it is, just know they'll screw it up in the playoffs.
100.
They always do, and it's not going to change for the time being.
Nope. Now, Grooming and Reviews asks, how about the Jets, coach? And like, I actually, to set this up before coach answers that, I've got a video to play. Let's take a look at what Bill Burr said about Giants fans versus Jets fans.
All right, so there's my question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much better, just as far as like if you're hanging out with a human being, is a Giants fan better than a Jets fan?
You know, it's a funny question. It's a good question because somebody said, why are Jets games like more lively during plays? And if there's more of a desperation with them, like Giant fans are like, all right, dude, let's do it. Come on, guys, let's do it.
It's not what it is.
Jet fans,
it's not what it is. Ignorance is loud, Paul. They are loud. The Giants fans are smarter. They have money. They have something to lose. You look at the Jets fans, I mean, you can just see those broken down picket fences in front of their houses. Those are people that work their hands. The Giants fans, you're the people, you hired Jets fans to come over and redo your fucking driveway.
Yeah. Is that accurate, coach?
Oh, that's completely accurate. That is completely freaking accurate. Hey, but
Now,
you know,
did you watch?
all right, so I did not watch it, but throughout the entire ride from New Jersey all the way down to North Carolina, I had WFAN on and I listened to the entire Giants broadcast of the Jets and the Giants game. And the visual image that I have of that game is far better looking than the ugly images I saw of that game. That game, that Neanderthals have progressed in time, and they have done more progression than the Jets and the Giants offenses have done this entire NFL season. Zach Wilson looks like the worst quarterback in the world almost every single play except two luck daggone things right at the end and pulls a rabbit out of his milf banging ass. Dear God Almighty, this fucking team.
When you take a look at the stats, you're like, how? How? 23 points total. Okay. It was 13-10 minus the Brees Hall scamper that he had. It wasn't exciting. For crying out loud, Tyrod Taylor went 4 for 7 for 8 yards before he got out the game.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
And in comes a guy that they own ESPN app, never even heard of, by a guy, Tommy DeVito. When I was looking at the ESPN app to see the score, it literally had the words unknown player written in the
Let
ESPN
me,
app.
and you won't believe this, but I actually do know who this motherfucker is.
Oh, tell us how you know Tommy
I
DeVito,
kid
Coach.
you not. Okay, so I don't know him, but it was said several times. This kid comes from undrafted, but he played his high school football at Don Bosco in Ramsey, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Don Bosco was my fucking rival high school, and the team that everybody that I've gone to school with all hated was that one high school. So we knew that this DeVito kid was good because he would always, there was a period of dominance at that little fruity ass school, Don Bosco, and that DeVito kid was one of the leaders. But I'll be quite honest with you, it was almost like just listening to this game. It was almost like you had one of those special needs Make-A-Wish kids that were playing the game for three quarters or so, and the real handicapped one had to somehow keep the lead and think that he was going to win the game all the way up until the end. And then then apparently the players actually took it seriously and decided to let the retarded kid not have a chance at winning. That's basically how this game ended itself. That's the best description I could ever come up with about how inept the Giants and the Jets freaking game was this afternoon.
It was
And two special needs kids.
I mean, it was ugly. When you take a look at the stats,
That wasn't ugly.
right?
That
The
was
team stats
that was
insane.
ugly.
Each team had 12 total first downs. The Giants had 0 passing first down, less than 10 yards passing total. Let me say that again. Less than 10 yards passing total. However, they did run the ball and run the ball a lot to the tune
Oh, did they ever?
52 carries for 203 yards. All right.
And Saquon put that team on his back It was just some real freaking messed up play calling towards the end of the game, and the Giants special teams let them down.
As well as, I mean, injuries. Darren Waller got knocked out. Tyrod Taylor got knocked out. And it was still only a 3-point game, coach. I mean, what the F?
Man, like I said, freaking Zach Wilson is like the dumbest person on the face of the earth. Almost to the part where I think that he's a product of inbreeding. And I swear to God, this guy, just like that's exactly what he ends up doing right there at the game. He ends up having like the luck of his Mormon luck freaking somehow comes through just at the time that he could suck throughout the entire rest of the game, and then just all of a sudden be a hero on the last several seconds of the fucking game just to piss us off.
The Jets got into the red zone 2 times, didn't score. Giants got in 3 times, scored on one of those red zone.
You know that they have not scored a red zone touchdown except for last week throughout the entire season. And that one last week was when the Eagles let them run the ball into the end zone. That's the saddest stat I have ever seen in my life dealing with the New York Jets, who are 4-3.
I was just going to say
Keep
that.
the playoff hopes alive so that when Aaron Rodgers finally comes back in week 16 and he's fresh and he has his young legs around him and his surgically reattached freaking thing, that the Jets might actually be on the cusp of the playoffs, which means Zach Wilson's going to piss me off for 39 minutes and 42 seconds and then make up for it so that I'm not pissed off, I'm indifferent. In 28 seconds.
Hey, man, and the jacked up part about it is that looking at the schedule, it's possible that the Jets could be in the hunt. That's insane to me. They got the Chargers and the Raiders, followed by the Bills, who, I mean, they beat the Bills in week 1. They beat
No, I
the Bills
mean
in week
the Chargers are beating up on Chicago right now, and I don't. It looks like this one's going to be a blowout for the Chargers. I'm a little worried about. The Bills. Hey, I don't know about the Bills because you're playing up in Buffalo, and that's always been a difficult time for the Jets. And then you've got the Raiders, who, I mean, for crying out loud, look at Mark Davis's haircut. He almost looks as as stupid as Zach Wilson does when he's playing quarterback. So if you have a haircut that bad, your haircut's stupid. But so's the way you run your team, and the Raiders are going to suck. Fuck you, Ice. I said it. The Raiders suck. The Jets are going to win that one. So, I mean, there's a distinct possibility that after that trip, they can be 5-5 in week 10, going back to the last several weeks, and then you have a timetable of return. I would take that. I wouldn't be happy because I wish absolutely nothing but death and destruction and carnal knowledge with other milfs and gilfs for Zach Wilson. But if it meant that he could be kept so that a fucking the walking on water Aaron Rodgers can come back fresh and take this team to the playoffs in the last 3 weeks of the season, I'm all fucking for it.
Hey, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting, especially after the coach's rant that occurred a couple of weeks back. It could be interesting if they get to week 10 at 5-5, and then when you take a look at the rest of their schedule, they've got the Falcons, the Texans, the Commanders, the Patriots again.
Yeah.
The Dolphins twice. I mean,
I can understand the losing to the Dolphins. I get that. But losing to the Dolphins with Zach Wilson, with the possibility of, Aaron Rodgers coming back, is something that I thought would be never wanted to see in my life, but I would consider that acceptable.
All right. Now, the story for this week were the injuries around the league. There were several quarterbacks that got knocked out, but the biggest one that had people talking was Kirk Cousins. I have the footage and I slowed it down. So if injury stuff affects you, this is the warning now. Don't look. But you can watch this footage, and the way that this is slowed down, you could tell immediately that it was his Achilles or calf, and the way that it snapped. Take a look.
Oh.
Whew. Man,
this fucking field turf.
you see it snap right there. Oh, and it was a non-contact injury, and it just went boop. I'm done. They're reporting that it's a torn Achilles and that he's likely going to miss the rest of the season. Very similar to Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers a month later, is walking, dropping back, throwing footballs. Do you think that Kirk Cousins is going to come back from that injuries?
Oh, no. I'm not saying that because I don't think that, that Aaron Rodgers really does walk on the water or he's got some type of miracle drug or whatever. I'm saying that because Kirk Cousins is, by the time that the end of the season comes around, Kirk Cousins' team won't be in the position that the Jets are in. They have now lost the season, and it sucks because Kurtz was also not signed for next year, and he was the biggest target out of anybody for the trade, and they decided not to trade him, and now they're not going to get anything back for him. He ends up walking, and now your team's going to suck. But it does give you a clear out next season instead of an awkward one where you weren't going to re-sign Kirk Cousins, but now you can say it was because of the injury.
And they're 2 games behind Detroit so far in this early season in their division, the NFC North. Oh, man, I'm curious what the Vikings are going to do at quarterback going forward. I don't believe that they're going to make a trade to bring anybody in, but taking a look at their roster, I mean, Jaron Hall, Nick Mullins, those aren't names that inspire quarterback leadership in that quarterback room. What do you think the Vikings are going to do to fix that?
I think they're going to have to talk to the Giants, and they're going to have to pick up Nick DeVito. And, that's what they're going to have to do because Nick DeVito, even though he passed one time in his NFL career for 0 yards. We can tell why he was the practice squad quarterback, and that's what the freaking that's what it looks like is going to end up being the pick of the freaking litters over here in the NFL this season. I mean, hell, the Chicago Bears already had their the fantasy story with Taylor, and let's see if Minnesota can pull something out of their hat now.
Should the Tennessee Titans stick with Will Levis at quarterback going forward?
I want to give this kid from Liberty a chance, and I don't know whether Malik Willis is going to be the franchise quarterback, but it's about time that they see what they have in him and see if there's something that they can build off of for next season.
Ooh, let me take a look at something too, because was Malik Willis drafted before or after Will Levis?
I think he was drafted after Will Levis.
Let's see. Willis was drafted in the 3rd round of the 2022 draft, while Will was drafted in the 2nd 2023 draft. Okay. All right, so
okay.
you got the rookie coming in. He was an earlier round pick, less experienced than Malik Willis, yet he
Yeah.
got the start, and he looked good with this 4 touchdown passes, man.
Oh, wait a minute. That was him? Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah. You talked about
Oh,
Willis.
fuck me.
Yeah, Malik Willis. No, Will Levis is a white kid, 6'4", 229 from Kentucky. Rookie.
Oh, fuck me.
4
Okay, I'm
touchdowns.
looking at the wrong fucking guy. Yeah. That's what I meant.
Yep, 4 touchdowns in his rookie debut. Balled out.
Oh, that cracker. Good for him.
Yeah.
Good job. The Cracker of the Night award goes to this kid.
Hey, and he looked comfortable, man. Like he looked like a vet in the game with the way that he was getting down there, throwing passes in the pocket, throwing passes while scrambling, but like waiting until he had the absolute last minute to just throw it and get it down there. So the kid looked good, man.
Damn, that's a cold ass honky.
We also have, and let's go ahead and talk about it. But to set this up, we have the Denver Broncos broke a streak in which they had lost 17 or 16 straight to the Kansas City Chiefs. And not only did they win, but they won in what I would call a dominating fashion. And I think that people are going to make excuses and say that, oh, Mahomes came in and he wasn't fully healthy, yada, yada. But one man does not a team make. And they got beat by the damn Broncos 9-25. And what I'm going to attribute it to is Russell Wilson doing the husband of the year thing by renting out and buying out a Waffle House for his wife's birthday. Let's take a look.
Oh my God. Babe, this is like next level. This is like top. My honey knows how much I love Waffle House. He rented out the whole Waffle House, and I am the happiest girl in the world. This is crazy.
Well, it's the Empire. Oh, I had to pause it because of the music. I'm not trying to get a copyright strike. But look at him. Old Russ rented out a whole Waffle House for his wife because she came on the podcast and privately, I guess if you know her, she talks about how she likes the Waffle House, which I love the Waffle House, by the way. But Russell Wilson, for her birthday, rented out a Waffle House so that she could enjoy it in peace and had balloons and everything, had a cake brought out, the whole 9 yards. After doing that this past week, I put $10 on the Broncos to win this game, and guess who won? Me.
Damn.
Oh man, yes. So I made some money off of this game as the line for the Kansas City Chiefs. They were favored to win by 7. It was a 45.5 point game before it took off. And I forget what the exact odds were, but when I placed the bet early in the week, my $10 netted me, I want to say it was like $110 back.
Oh, Jesus. That's pretty good freaking return.
I will take it.
Oh, yeah.
Michelle Early said, I think that's sweet. And you want to call Russell Wilson a cornball and all this and that. But hey, look, he is supporting his wife. She supports him, it looks like. He rented out a Waffle House, which is one of my favorite places to go to. And I'm all for it. Look, if we dating and we can't enjoy the Waffle House together, or if we're married and we can't enjoy the Waffle House together, I don't want to be with you. Plain and simple. Oh, Coach, when was the last time that you've even been to a Waffle House?
Oh, let me see. Last month.
Oh
no, earlier this month.
Okay, nice.
When on the Saturday that I was driving back and had the event. I think the day when Radar was on.
Okay, I was expecting you to say that it had been a while.
No. I got a Waffle House on the regular.
Good deal. Now there were a couple of other things around the NFL that we can bring up real quick. We talked about Dallas just giving the Rams the business. Oh, the fact that the Panthers got their first win of the season.
Yes.
Oh, and
Yeah.
Coach, did you watch or did you? I'm sorry, did you hear at least how it went down?
No, I did not. I got the end of the score, and I was kind of happy. At least the Detroit Lions can now, go ahead and open up their champagne for being the only winless team, as well as the Cleveland Browns. So let them pop their own champagne. But no, I did not see that. I did see that Bryce Young had a real great game today, and yeah, I'm just kind of happy. Like the last second field goal, that's what got him to win. That's what I remember seeing.
Yes. Now it was crazy how it even went down too. So let me set the scene for you. Right there at the very end, the Texans had 2 back-to-back penalties. And on the second penalty, there was an unobstructed jump that the Texans had to try to block the field goal. The kick was good, but the Panthers didn't have the ability to decline and just let the kick stand to win the game. There had to be another play to run it. And the entire time I'm over here thinking, what if they either block it or what if they miss it? And the Texans end up winning the game by 1 point after this crazy ass penalty led situation that had occurred at the end. So while the Panthers did kick the following field goal afterwards to still win, and he kicked it from closer up, it went good. The entire time I'm thinking in my head, this ain't automatic though. So many things could happen that could cause them to still lose this game. And I thought that there was a chance that they could have lost, and they did not. But yep, they came out, won the game at the last second. Bryce Young looked fantastic. He was 22 of 31 for 235 and a touchdown. Most of his passing went to Adam Thielen, while CJ Stroud, who people were talking about, oh man, the Texans did good by drafting Stroud where they did, had a pedestrian 16 of 24 for 140. No turnovers, but he just did not look good against the freaking Panthers.
Yep, and CJ Stroud, he looked real great at times, and the inconsistencies of a rookie caught up with him on that. Hey, look, either way I'm looking at it, I'm actually kind of rooting for Carolina to kind of, at least have one win, so we're not having an 0-17 team. But Carolina is going to be harping for another win this season. If they get 2, hey, consider that a success. If this is their only win this season, I wouldn't be surprised. That said, they're going to be a lock for the number 1 pick in this next draft, which actually works out real well for every other team in the NFL because we know that they will not be going for a quarterback. Bryce Young is going to take those consistent steps forward, have those inconsistent games in the future. Just the same thing with CJ Stroud, but they'll take those steps forward. CJ Stroud didn't turn the ball over at all, but just wasn't able to produce it, wasn't able to get it out to any of his receivers or his backs. So, hey, it happens, and 2 rookies going up against each other. At least and guess what? Both of them scored more than the fucking Jets and the Giants did.
True that.
It was like seeing like Jerry's kids on the football field.
Hey, no doubt. Now, you were talking about the Carolina Panthers. Even if they don't win another game, that'll be all right with them as they'll get the number 1 pick. But check out this. In the NFC South, the Carolina Panthers are at the bottom at 1-6 through week 8. The top 2 teams are both 4-4, being the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. So there is a world out there in which the Panthers could put together some wins. The Falcons, the Saints, and the Buccaneers could string together some losses, and Carolina could come out on top of the NFC South and make it to the playoffs. Do you think that could happen?
If that happens, I'll shave my asshole.
I need to clip that as well as go see if there's any Vegas sports books to see what the odds are for the Panthers to win their division. I might just take $50 and put it down there and see what happens. If the odds are ridiculous, I'm going to do it. It's $50. If I lose it, I'm not crying at night.
if you do win, I get to shave my asshole.
Michelle said, wait, what if your wife or your girl is vegan when you go to a Waffle House and she could just come and drink some sweet tea? They don't have any.
Oh, the waffles, I mean, they have buttermilk in it, but
Oh yeah, you know what? I think that you could just get waffle. I don't know if they have vegan waffles there at Waffle House.
I mean, for you vegans, you're so worried about what the Waffle House doesn't have something for you. Go into the fucking front lawn and go ahead and get the grass clippings and eat those because that's what you deserve.
That's hilarious. Oh man, hey, Coach Michelle said shaving is tough. Just go ahead and get waxed. Hey man, waxing is a bad option.
All right, I'll get my butthole waxed.
Yes. All right, y'all heard it here live. Y'all heard it here live.
Yes, yeah. In the unlikeliest of events that the freaking Carolina Panthers show up number 1 in their division.
Let's see. The only other highlight to discuss after the Denver Broncos getting that win, San Francisco started to slide. They lost 31-17 to the Bengals. Do you think that there should be panic for the 49ers?
No, I believe that they're just a little bit out of gear right now. They've been knocked down for the first time in quite a while since Purdy has started. They need to show a little bit more resilience and a little bit of a step back. Not having Debo there has been a big difference maker in their offense. So that being said, let's see how Debo goes into it. They still have the bye week coming up. And, once Purdy gets out, he was cleared kind of quickly with that protocol concussion. But let's see how he does with another week and see if he can settle himself down. So I'm not pressing the panic button yet if I'm a 49er fan.
To close out our NFL news and updates, we're going to be looking at the matchup for the Monday night game. The Monday night game is the Las Vegas Raiders traveling to Detroit. Detroit, who everybody was already kind of crowning as a Cinderella story, are now 5-2. The Las Vegas Raiders are 3-4. Vegas has this game at 46.5 total points, with Detroit favored to win by 7.5. I think that the Raiders are going to win this game and get the upset road victory against the Detroit Lions. Coach, what say you?
I think that the Raiders are going to implode, and I will be a happy, happy man when they do.
Oh.
So that being said, no, I see Detroit getting a home win tomorrow night on Monday Night Football.
Okay, well, if history dictates things and I'm on the streak, I predicted the Chargers in this game. And so far, I'm right and I'm holding up. Although the Bears just scored. Deontay, however you say his name, D. Evans, the second string running back for the Bears, just ran it over the right side for an 11-yard touchdown run. Darrington Evans. It is now 17-6. Chargers up pending the extra point. I actually played this kid in my daily fantasy lineup, and then I took him out at the last minute. And the fact that he scored is going to drive me nuts because I think that the lineup that I had probably could have won me some big money. All right, so Coach is going with the Detroit Lions. I'm going with the Las Vegas Raiders.
Forget them. Fuck the Raiders.
And we'll see who is right by tomorrow. All right. Now, that closes out our NFL news and updates. Our final story for tonight, to all of our viewers and listeners, I want to play a video and I want to get your opinion on things. There is an ex NBA player who has been married twice. I think this is his third wife. He's been in the news before, and that in one of his previous marriages, one of his side pieces came out and exposed pictures and text messages that she had because she found out that she wasn't the primary side piece, that she was like side piece number 3, and decided to expose this NBA player. So this NBA player, he has a bad picker. Now, watch this video that she recorded and posted and tell me what you think. But before we play that video, shout out to, oh man, I'm not even going to figure out how to pronounce this. Plutarco Albino over on Facebook. He said, hola, hola to you.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
I appreciate you tuning in over there on Facebook. Thank you for popping in. Let's take a look at this video, Coach, and you tell me
Oh,
what you
God.
think about it.
Let's see.
I can't believe I'm sitting here just finding out you got an OnlyFans page. Out of all these years, yo, the disrespect that comes with it, that you couldn't even talk to me before you did it, that's bullshit, yo. That's fucked up, P. I'm telling you, yo, that's fucked up.
Wait, no, calm. But you're not gonna say fuck me or that's fucked up. It's not fucked up.
You recording me? What the fuck you doing?
Listen, it's not fucked up, and we're going to. Okay, look. So, I have an OnlyFans page, and he's mad because he's just now finding out about it.
Of course I'm mad at you just finding out about it.
I'm not doing it with anybody but myself, so why should I have to tell you my choice, my body, my fucking choice?
I'm your partner. You're supposed to come to me and talk to me.
Joe, I've been talking to you about mad things. I've been asking for solutions to shit. You're not giving me none, so I created one.
That's no solution. Not in my book. That's no
You
solution.
knew who the fuck I was when you met me.
Before,
yeah,
I
and
knew
I
that.
thought that I would never have to go back to everything
I
like
knew
this
that
again.
beforehand, but now
Unfortunately,
you ain't supposed to change.
everything did change.
No. Obviously it hasn't.
No, it had to. I had
Obviously
to do something.
It hasn't. You stood out there showing your body. You stood out there doing stuff like this on camera.
You act like that's the only thing that I do. I have mad jobs, but they're not facilitating everything that needs to be done. So I got something extra. OnlyFans be breaking me off. What the fuck?
Come on, Keith, with that. It don't matter what they breaking you off. It's the disrespect that comes with it.
What disrespect?
You couldn't come and talk to me about it.
Okay, well, we're talking about it now.
Because I had to find out on the fly.
All right, then. But now, okay.
No,
so, wait.
I had to find out on the fly.
So now you know.
Yeah.
Okay. And so? Whatever.
So, Coach.
Oh, my fucking God. Yeah, you know, don't stick your dick in crazy, ladies and gentlemen. That's the best words of advice I can give after that. Don't stick your dick in crazy. Oh, holy God. What a fucking wacko. What a fucking wackadoo. Oh.
Now I'm going to rewind the clip back a
And
bit.
Joe, is this 1995 number one pick Joe Smith out of Maryland, or is this a new Joe Smith?
There is no
I'm
way
not
that
saying-
this guy was number one. So this guy was drafted out of, oh my goodness, yes, first round, first pick out of Maryland. It is the same Joe.
This dude's 50 years old and he's still having bullshit like this. Damn.
Yep.
Damn, brother.
48 years old, played for about 12 different teams in 16 years. He made a pretty decent salary according to various different articles, although his
Never lived up to the hype though of the number one pick.
Now his net worth isn't reported that high, and when you heard the way that they were talking, you know, his wife was talking as though, you know, money might not be good. Okay. And she had this OnlyFans to supplement their lifestyle, so to speak, and that her selling feet pictures and showing off herself is, turning into something that's bringing in her, pretty decent side money. Now, I want to highlight a couple of things, okay? And I'm going to make this bigger again. So if you take a look at this, while he's talking initially, he's not even looking her direction, right? So he's talking, he's bringing things up. He can't even look at her. And then she decides to record him because at this point he was probably already going off. He just found out. So she starts recording. When he finally sees that she's recording, he asks her, "Hey, you recording me?" And she's, basically she didn't even acknowledge that. She just kind of skirts off. They walk away. The conversation continues, and look at how she sneers at this dude, right? He's confronting her about this, and at one point she even goes, "You know who I was when you met me."
A trifling bitch.
That right there took me out. You know who I was when you met me. All right.
Gold digger.
And that in itself said everything that I needed to know. Now, I don't know how Joe Smith handled his finances, but if he handled his finances the way that he handled his personal life, like I said, there was a scandal back in 2010, 2011 time frame in which one of his side pieces came out because she found out about another side piece and decided to put him and Joe's business out for the internet to see and read about because she got mad and salty that she wasn't the only side piece that Joe had. And I thought that right there was very telling in itself. And he had divorced that wife, or rather that wife divorced him, made off in the divorce settlement as well. He gets remarried, and that's who he remarried. He remarried somebody who created and has an OnlyFans that he didn't know about, and he don't like it.
That's I mean, look, I can understand that if I'm in a relationship, and I have to find out through somebody else instead of finding out through my partner. But don't stick your dick in crazy. This motherfucker ain't gonna learn.
Nope.
Damn, that motherfucker ain't gonna learn shit.
Nope. We've talked about this on the sports ball all the time, and we would hope that some of these young athletes that are either in the league now or that are coming up can hear the stories of your Joe Smiths and see that they've lost out on multiple millions of dollars based solely on the fact of the decision that they chose to marry or have around them. And on top of that, let's say Zion Williams. I think Zion is going to be Joe Smith in 20 years.
Oh my god. As long man, these fucking people. That's what they say about the freaking things. You're gonna end up sticking your dick in the wrong daggone thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say anything bad about this. I have a story of somebody we supposedly thought was, stuck there in their baby mama situation, but I don't want to say anything bad because I don't have concrete evidence of it. But man, oh man, players, come on now, you guys got to be much smarter than this. You have to be.
Yep, and hey, I'm gonna tell my assistant to make me bigger. Zion Williamson, hear me when I say this. If you do not shape up with who you choose to keep around you, you will in 20 years be another Joe Smith, a first round number 1 pick that tricked off on all their money and don't have anything to show for it and have crazy women around you that provide you no peace but stress. If you don't have anybody that has told you this before, you've heard it here from the actual King Smith. If you need more advice, hit up my DMs on Instagram. They're open, but take this as a warning right now. And when we come back in 10 years from now, and this is the case, I'm going to come back and I'm going to play this video.
San Diego just scored another touchdown with 4 seconds left. They're about to go up 24-7 going into halftime.
All right, man. I can't believe they actually got down and scored before halftime came out. Justin Herbert touchdown pass to the, I guess, starting tight end now for Everett, D. Parham, 11 yards. All right, it is 24-7. We are through with today's show, actually. Early said that there were so many implications in that. And look, it was from the recording, from the way that Joe couldn't even directly talk to her initially at the start of it, to then her daring him essentially, like, she's like, so, and to her pretty much kind of putting their business out, saying that, you know, money isn't doing what it needs to do, so I need to go out and do what I've got to do, and just being straight up disrespectful. The disrespect that was shown, and then she posted it, of all things. This social media age, man, it's a gift and a curse at the same time, Coach.
Oh, it is, and it's it's a tool for good, but it's mainly a tool for bad and stupid bullshit like this. Oh God, you think sticking your dick in the Kardashians would, freaking be proof enough that any woman can fuck over a guy's career. So let's be quite honest here.
Yep.
Just watch what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Now let's take a look at the month of November to let the viewers and listeners know when we are coming back, and then we are going to close out. So next week is the first Sunday in November. We will be live that weekend.
Yep.
The weekend after that's the 12th. Coach, you'll be available for a show for the 12th?
I will be. I'm pretty definite. Yeah.
Okay. Now, the weekend after that, I'll be on vacation, sort of, kind of, not really a vacation, but a little getaway. And unlike you, Coach, I'm just going to not be here for the show. So we're going to take that. Hey, I appreciated your dedication for at least giving an hour. I won't be giving an hour. So we are going to have a show November the 19th, but the Sunday after Thanksgiving. I don't know if you'll be around, but I'll be here on the 26th.
I'm pretty sure I'll be up. I'm pretty sure I'll be there.
All right.
So
the Sports Bar are going to be here 3 Sundays in the month of November. The only time we are not having a show is November the 19th. So come on back, WTF Nation Radio, U.S. Army WTF Moments viewers and listeners. We want to thank you for tuning in, and be sure to follow the Sports Bar's Facebook page as we periodically post some hilarious shit.
Yes, we do. Man, I gotta get a screen. Man, I wish I kept that. I wish I kept that picture of CQ and the dick. I think I'm gonna get a screen capture of that.
Oh, hey, it's already over there on that page. All you have to do is
I know it's on there. I just I was thinking about it. I wanted to, what's it called? I wanted to daggone every time that we talk about CQ, I wanted to use that picture now.
Good deal. Well, hey, Coach, I appreciate you popping up here as always.
Hell yeah, brother.
And to the people that viewed us live or going to catch the replay, thank you. If you have not hit that like button, like it is about to say at the bottom of this screen, hit that like button on your way out. We'll be back next week, y'all. Peace.
Yep. Peace.